Episode 7 was one of the best episodes of Snowdrop until now. It's because so much happened in this episode and I'm super shocked with all the twists and all the new information. Even though we all predicted some stuff, but watching it all happen was more exciting. We have so much new information now, so it'll help us to make more accurate predictions. Even though episode 7 was so heartbreaking, but I have to say I'm still so happy after watching the episode, because we can finally see a glimmer of hope for our two main leads. Yeong Ro has started to realize Soo Ho's true feelings now that she discovered that he's keeping her paper plane. In episode 8, things are going to get really interesting. We will see a complete shift inside the dorm. Let me explain it further in the video. But first, happy birthday, Kim Jisoo. Thank you for blessing us all with your wonderful and powerful acting in Snowdrop. Let's start with the plan of North and South and what are they trying to achieve. First of all, the North only needs $300 million and they have agreed to cooperate with the ANSP. The deputy director of MSS or DPRK has taken over, and she has made a deal with ANSP that they can kill the spies and give them the money. The ANSP plan is to divert the attention of the public from Professor Han's case and shift all the attention to the North spies, and by doing so, also gain sympathy for the ANSP, which will help them win the upcoming elections for the party they are representing. Now the ANSP has started their plan and they have made the hostage situation public. But they have added fuel to the whole situation by adding their additional lies such that Soo Ho killed the ANSP director's son. Basically, they have made Soo Ho the ultimate villain in front of the whole of South Korea. And they have shown his face on the news channels too. So he's on the hit list and the whole country now recognizes him as an evil spy from the North who have killed people and held girls hostage. There's no way for Soo Ho to survive in the South after this all goes public. Now, hear me up. I have this feeling that Yeong Ro's brother is not dead. He's in critical condition, but not dead. In episode 8, they will show us the scene of him fighting for his life and the ANSP director would be there around his son who will be in critical condition. Now I have a feeling that someone would suggest to the ANSP director that they should use this and put more blame on Soo Ho, so he can't escape this country alive in any way. Also, the ANSP director himself would be very angry at the spies because due to the spies his son and daughter are both fighting for their lives. Another reason why I believe the brother might be alive is that he will be the one who will tell Yeong Ro in the future that Soo Ho didn't do anything to him, and that he was alive all this time. But it was actually the ANSP who made up the whole lie to make Soo Ho the bad guy. Now, I'm not saying it's 100% that the brother is alive, but I'm trying to make this prediction for my sake too, because I don't want Yeong Ro's brother to die so easily. I do want to believe in the little possibility of him being alive. But for now, Yeong Ro would believe in the news she just heard that his brother is dead. Yeong Ro would be devastated. We know how much she loves her brother. So, after she'll hear the news, she won't be able to control herself and would go through some really hard times. She'll cry a river of tears in front of Soo Ho, and would force him to bring her brother back. But of course, he won't be able to say anything back but to just hear her cry. I think Yeong Ro would go in a critical condition because she won't eat or sleep and basically because of such a big loss, she won't be able to function at all. Yeong Ro would pass out and she'll have to be taken to the nursing room where she'll be kept for a while. Dr. Kang, who we now know is a higher-ranked comrade of the North, known by the name of Morin Hilwon, will treat Yeong Ro. But Dr. Kang is very shrewd and she notices each and every single detail. Dr. Kang would see the picture of Yeong Ro and Soo Ho at the open day and would find out the story of Yeong Ro saving him. This will make Dr. Kang suspicious of Soo Ho. These days, Soo Ho would be extra careful towards Yeong Ro as she'll be in a very bad condition. Soo Ho would be worried for her and would be looking after her at night too. Dr. Kang would quickly notice this behavior of Soo Ho, and by connecting the dots, she'll realize that Soo Ho has feelings for Yeong Ro. Dr. Kang would confront Soo Ho about this and would ask him to keep his personal feelings away from the mission. But Soo Ho would deny this claim and would say that he's only looking after Yeong Ro because that's the part of the instructions that came from the North. He's right because the instructions from the North asked them to keep the hostages safe. Dr. Kang is giving off major strict vibes and she's a very high-ranked comrade. So, it is certain that she will risk anything for her country. But their country has made a deal with South to kill all of them in order to gain those $300 million. But Dr. Kang specifically said that she came here because she got the instructions to bring the spies safely to the North. Now, time for a twist that is about to happen within the dorm. Remember how in episode 7, Soo Ho's dad, Lim Ji-rock, laughs when his assistant comes over and tells that the deputy director has made a deal with ANSP to kill the spies. Why would he laugh when his son is one of the spies who would die? I think Soo Ho's dad personally sent Dr. Kang So, the instructions Dr. Kang got to bring the spies safely back to North were from Soo Ho's dad. This gives us hope in a way that it could be possible that Dr. Kang would not let Soo Ho and the other spies die, and would somehow help them reach North alive. Because the instructions they got from the radio channel didn't specify to them that they would be killed by the ANSP, and Dr. Kang still remembers her old instruction given by Soo Ho's dad, to save the spies. So, she'll do anything to bring them back safely. Now, let's talk about Mrs. P. We found out that Mrs. P had a walkie-talkie, also known as a handheld transceiver, attached to her leg. So, basically, she's using it to communicate with someone on the outside. And we also have found out that the ANSP is somehow involved in Mrs. P being there at the dorm. On Kyung, he mumbles when he's patrolling near the dorm. That darn P. We tortured her so much but she still can't do her job properly. So, this is a major hint within Mrs. P's life. I don't think Mrs. P is a spy from the North. If she was, she would have already revealed herself to Soo Ho and the other spies, just like Dr. Kang did. I think Mrs. P had a much more traumatic past, and she was actually one of the victims of the ANSP and their evilness. I am thinking of making a separate theory video on Mrs. P's past because this video is already getting quite long. I wanted to mention Mrs. P right now because that walkie-talkie is very important, and it'll become one way for secrets from the inside to get out and reach to ANSP, now that Soo Ho has removed all the wiretaps. Moving on to Gong-mu now. Remember how when Soo Ho removes wiretap from the room where Gong-mu is held hostage, Soo Ho throws that wiretap onto the floor. I think Gong-mu would pick it up and he would use it to spy on Soo Ho. And this is how he would notice Dr. Kang being very suspicious, and he would find out about her true identity. That's when he decides to run away to tell the ANSP the secret about Dr. Kang. Gong-mu would manage to escape. That's when we see in the preview Soo Ho and Comrade Ju looking around for someone in the dorm. Gong-mu would successfully leave the basement, but he'll be shocked when he'll find the ANSP team shooting at him and forcing him to go back inside the dorm. The ANSP would have completely shut the dorm and no one can enter or leave it now, even if it's someone from their side, because they need the hostages to be inside. And they need all this to create drama on the news and divert the public attention to this hostage situation. I also have a feeling that the news would somehow blame Gong-mu too for his incompetency to catch the spies and make him a bad guy too. Gong-mu would have no choice but to go back inside the dorm, and when he'll go inside, he'll immediately be caught by Soo Ho. They'll tie Gong-mu once again, and that's when Gong-mu would tell Soo Ho that the higher-ups of their country just want to use this whole hostage situation to their benefit, and really doesn't care for the hostages or them. Gong-mu knows that his own ANSP organization is corrupt, and maybe this time he join hands with Soo Ho to help the hostages. But you all would be wondering that Tae-il still cares for Dr. Kang inside the dorm. So why would he not be desperate to get her out now? Also, we see in the preview, Tae-il is smiling. How can he be this calm? I think either Tae-il will find out about Dr. Kang's identity, maybe through that walkie-talkie of Mrs. P. Someone would contact ANSP using it and tell them. Or there is another possibility that Tae-il would no longer care because he could see an even brighter and more important thing than Dr. Kang. And that is an opportunity to be at a higher rank or maybe even be the next president, if he uses this hostage situation to his party's benefit. Moving on. I think the major twist will be the spies and the hostages getting along with each other to fight against the true evil. The ANSP, we see in the preview, Soo Ho is probably talking to all the girls and telling them that he and his team don't intend to harm them. We need to remember that the instructions the spies got from the radio were to keep the hostages safe for 10 days. So, they will act on the instructions and would be saving the girls now. Soo Ho will also find out through Gong-mu that the ANSP doesn't care for the hostages and is only using them for their elections. We see in the preview the spies setting up bombs all around the windows and at all the places of entry. The girls would think that they're trying to harm them, but actually, they'll be protecting the girls from ANSP. I think we're going to be seeing a huge change of things within the dorm. Lastly, let's discuss the hug scene, which we'll get to see in the next episode. Soo Ho would be changing the dressing on Yeong Ro's hand as she had hurt her hands before. But Soo Ho would no longer be able to see Yeong Ro like this. It would hurt him so much to see Yeong Ro so lifeless. Yeong Ro would say to Soo Ho, "Let me out. I think she's locked inside the nurse's room because her condition is bad." So, Soo Ho wants her to rest as there's no bed in the hall where everyone else is held hostage. So, Yeong Ro is asking Soo Ho to let her go as she doesn't want this special treatment. But Soo Ho would hug her and beg her to rest and take care of herself. Soo Ho knows Yeong Ro needs someone to hug her because she feels completely hopeless and devastated right now. So, Soo Ho would risk it all and hug her. There is another possibility that Yeong Ro is asking Soo Ho to let her out of the dorm so she can attend her brother's funeral and bid him goodbye. But Soo Ho can't let her go even if he wanted to. So, he'll hug her instead to console her during this hard time. Damn, that was a long video. But I had so much fun making it. Let's rant in the comments now. Thank you for watching till the end, Snowdrop family. Take care and I'll see you soon with a new video.